Good day, learners. Welcome to Mathematical Literacy. Today we are going to look at the exam guide for Paper 1, Grade 11, and I am Miss Ninober Vermeulen. Now, how to approach each question. If we look at question 1, you need to remember that it is both finance, data, and then a little bit of probability. But if we look at the first example, it says, study Miss Jane Burkro's payslip for the month of October 2021 and answer the questions that follow. Now remember to always look out for your action verbs so that you know exactly what is expected of you. Write down her occupation. Now write down just means go into the payslip and look for occupation. You will find it there, and then you'll see that she is a clerk or a cashier. So again, write down what is expected from you. If we look at the second one, calculate her total deductions. Calculate being the action verb. Remember, on a payslip, there's two sides. The first one will be her earnings, and the second side is the deductions. So yeah, she had a salary advance of 650. Then her income tax, 774. UIF, 61.25. And then no other deductions. So you had to add those together and then you will arrive at the total deductions. The next one would be Jane earns 25 Rand per overtime hour. Show by means of calculations how the overtime payment amount of 1,124 1,125 was determined. So here the action verbs would be show by means of calculations. And then what is important is for you to remember that the 1,125 isn't supposed to appear anywhere on your calculations. So if we looked at the overtime hours, we will see she worked 45 hours at a rate of 25 Rand. So you need to multiply the hours by the rate. Then question number 4, define the term net pay according to the context. Now remember, define means you need to give a description of the word or explain the word rather. The word that you need to explain is net pay, and the context is Miss Jane's salary advice slip. So you will say something about the net pay is Jane's take-home money after her deductions was subtracted. Number 5, calculate the amount to be added to her basic salary if the basic salary is increased by 7.5%. So calculate means show some steps, and remember we are increasing with 7.5%. So therefore you will be multiplying. The next one, John's daughter joined the school's hockey team in 2022. The table 1 shows the school uniform that she will need as well as the percentage change in the price compared to the previous year being 2021. So this is the table showing the change as well as the percentage change. First question, arrange the percentage change in price in ascending order. Now remember, ascending means going up. So it's going to be from small to big. And now you need to be careful. They want us to arrange the change in price. So you need to choose the correct column, and in this case, it would be the last one. Then question 2, identify the third most expensive item. Now the action word here is identify, meaning you need to go into the table and you need to look for the third most expensive item. Do not list the most expensive and then the second and third. Only write down what is expected from you, and that is the third. And then question number 3, calculate the difference in price of a cap bought in 2022 compared to 2021. Now what you must do is find a cap or the cap in the table, and then you'll say the price for 2022 minus, because it's the difference of the price in 2021. Question 4, determine the total cost for a school sports uniform in 2021. Remember, it's very important, again, they give us 2 years. You must choose the correct year. And then the total cost means that you add all of those up and then write your answer. Also remember, this is money, so it's going to be 2 decimal places. And then name one other item not listed in the table. So the action verb name, and then what do you need to name? One other item. This can be a hockey stick or a gum guard or a sports bag, anything that you can think of that she might need. But remember, only write one. If we look at another one, grade 11 mathematical literacy learners wrote a test marked out of 50 marks. Their results are displayed on the graph alongside showing the distribution of the marks. So we can see here at the bottom is the marked average and then the number of students on the vertical axis. Name the type of graph used to display the data of the results. So the word we're looking for is name. What do we need to name? The type of the graph. And now don't be clever and add fancy names. This is a bar graph. So only write bar graph. You don't need to say whether it's compound or double or stacked or whatever. In this case, it's just a single bar graph. Determine the number of learners that wrote the test. So now, to determine, we need to add up. What do we need to add up? The number of learners. So now you're going to read off each bar. That one is 30, that's 25, that's 40, until you get to the last one, it's 10, and then you add all of those up. That is what is expected of you. And then number 3, calculate the marks out of 50 for a learner who obtained 68% in the test. Now, remember what you need to do is you need to calculate the marks. They give you the percentage. Now you need to go and calculate the marks, stating then that they scored 34 out of 50. Because remember, a percentage is out of 100, so to get a mark out of 50, you only divide by 2. And then, another example. Katlego moved into a rented flat. The 2 pie charts show a comparison of his monthly budget with his parents' combined monthly budget. So this is his combined monthly budget, and then this one is only Katlehos. And then you can see that Katleho has got an income of 7,000 Rand, and then the parents combined an income of 29,300 Rand. It is very important for you to familiarize yourself with the graph before going into the questions. And then remember, what is important for a pie chart like this is a key where they explain all the different abbreviations or symbols so that you can understand it better. Name one other type of graph that could be used to display the data. Name one other type of graph. So when you need to name a type of graph that can be used, you need to look at the type of data that you are working with. At this moment, it is about the monthly budget, but it is about the items. And then remember, items can be listed, and that is categorical data. So now you need to go and think categorical data can be a bar graph as well, and that will be your answer. Calculate the missing value D in Katleho's monthly budget. Now, as you can see, the missing value D is there, and remember, a budget is always equals to 100%. So you'll take the budget and you will then subtract the 5%, another 5%, a 40%, a 5%, and a 30%, and the remainder will be then the value for D. Determine as a decimal the probability of randomly choosing an item in the parent's budget which is not savings. Okay, so remember here the action verb is going to be determine. Then what do I need to determine? The probability as a decimal. So you are going to use your formula. Probability is the number of successful divided by the total. But now to go and get the successful, we need to look at the key of the pie chart and then say, well, okay, the total is going to be 6 because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's over 6, and then we need to go back to the key and look at what is not savings. Now that was quite a mouthful. Let's take a break. I'll see you just now.